Ejiro! Ejiro, oh! My stepmother called so loudly from the backyard as I ran speedily after dropping the water I went to fetch in the stream. In fact, I am so lucky that the water pot didn't break. I got to where she was and greeted her, bowing my head. Don't tell me that you are just coming from the stream? I stood speechless, not knowing what to say, and she shouted at me again, asking the same question. Yes, ma. I stuttered, trying to hide my fear. Do you know you're very stupid for saying that? Very stupid for opening that your guttering mouth to tell me you are just coming from the stream. Have you made the bed? No, ma. No, ma, no, ma, she mimicked me. So you went to the stream and spent hours to fetch how many pots of water, Okoya? 10 pots, ma, I answered, but she responded with a hot slap on my face. You dare have the effrontery to tell me the amount of water you fetched, foolish girl. Come on, go inside and make that bed before I descend on you, Enofia. She hissed, and I hurried back inside after apologizing. She is my stepmother, and I don't have any choice but to do whatever she asks me to do. You might be wondering if she doesn't have children. She does, in fact, she has 3 children with my father. And I am the eldest of them all. It was when my mother died that my father married her a year later. In fact, I was part of the main reason my father married her. She was a nice woman back then. She was a widow with 1 child and someone who was also close to us, and that made me feel safe in wanting her to be my stepmother. Her attitude just changed all of a sudden, and I couldn't fathom what happened. My father is a traveler. He imports cassava from our town to other communities for sale, so he hardly stays at home. But whenever my father is around, my stepmother becomes the sweetest person ever. She knows my father doesn't joke around with me, as he often tells her how much he loves me. I have finished my secondary education and am hoping to further my studies whenever my father has the capacity to do so. I want to be a doctor or a singer or probably an author because I love writing stories a lot. Ejiro! My heart almost jumped out of my chest when my half-brother, Emeka, entered, looking shocked. What is it, Emeka? Mother said you should come and bathe me. But I am still making the bed. I should go and tell her then, he answered, turning around to go, and I called him back. Can you just wait for me? I am almost done with it. Please, I don't want Mother to scold me for not going after you immediately. Okay then, I will wait, he answered, leaning on the door and looking at me. Emeka is 7 years old and the 3rd child of my stepmother. He sometimes behaves lovingly and sometimes doesn't care about how he behaves, maybe too harsh or too friendly. I do most of the housework. In fact, I will say I do all the housework whenever my father isn't around. Her first child, whom she had before marrying my father, is my age mate, and she hates me for no reason. We hardly talk in the house, and we don't even go out together. Ejiro, are you done? The impatient Emeka asked. Yes, I am, I answered, smiling. Why do you like smiling a lot? He asked, looking at me curiously. Is it not good? Let's go. We went outside. Even when you're insulted or abused by Mother, you still keep on that smiling face. Oh, I laughed. That is because I can't be angry with Mother. But Keto's face is always frowned whenever Mother scolds her. I don't think she likes smiling. She always frowns. I laughed silently, covering my mouth. No, don't say that, Emeka. Keto's face only looks like that. She does smile a lot. He stopped, opening his mouth widely in surprise, and that made me laugh out loud. Thank God that you laughed because you already know it's a lie. That night, after we finished eating, I entered my room and lay down exhaustedly, yawning 3 times. I looked at the ceiling, fixing my eyes on it while thinking, I think I have to start doing something. I just can't sit at home doing nothing. I am now a grown-up woman and should be able to have something to do. But how will I start? What kind of work will I do? Where will I even find it? I can't decide to start selling in the market, father won't even allow it. Ejiro, think very well. You are turning 21 this year, so you have to start something for yourself. My father is doing well, I know, but I also have to start doing something. Knock 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 knock. I stopped for a second and listened to the sound again, asterisk knock 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 asterisk. Who could that be? I wondered, looking at my small window. I stood up and went near it to listen again, Ejiro. Someone whispered, and I was surprised. Who is that? It's Ikenna. Huh, Ike what? I asked, shocked, and quickly opened the window gently. I saw him raising his head up, and I screamed excitedly, silently waving at him. When did you arrive? Wow, I am so happy. Did you just return? No, I didn't. I came back 3 days ago. What? Really? And you couldn't come to see me? Why? Your stepmother. What happened to her? Did something happen? Yes, she came to tell my mother to stop me from seeing you. But why? Are we not friends? Why would she do that? I don't know. In fact, I had to sneak out and come over here. I am glad you are even inside, he said. Don't worry, I will come to see you in your house tomorrow. I answered. No, don't come. Don't come, please. Ikenna said. Why? Why? I asked sadly, even though I had been told my mother might yell at you, and I wouldn't want that. Here, Ikenna said, handing me a bag. I brought this for you. I collected it and threw it on my bed, Ejiro. I closed the window immediately when I heard my stepmother's voice. He must have definitely run away. I quickly hid the bag and opened the door for her while stretching and yawning pretentiously. Yes, mother. You are already sleeping? Yes, mother. Your father wants to speak with you. I collected the phone excitedly and answered my father. Hope you are doing well? Yes, father, I answered happily. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait to see you, Papa. What should I get for you? I want a pendant and a novel. Ah, Ejiro. Yes, Papa, I answered, blushing, but my stepmother was eyeing me scornfully, probably wanting me to finish talking quickly. You and this your novel. Okay, fine, I will get them for you. The next day, early in the morning, my stepmother sent Kito and me to the stream to fetch water. She grumbled so much before eventually following me. We walked like strangers on our way, walking in silence. I saw her stopping all of a sudden because she was in the front. So I also stopped and realized that she stopped because of the palace cars. The cars were going in a line, and they looked so fine that I couldn't stop admiring them. When we thought they had actually finished passing, we heard someone calling us from behind, and we looked back. Could that be the king or prince? Kito asked, facing me, You too, come over here, or do you need your ears to be dragged before answering? Before I knew it, Kito walked to the front, going ahead of me. I saw her greeting someone when she got there. When I got to the car, I was surprised to see the prince as well, and I greeted him. Hello, pretty lady, he said, and I looked around, searching for the said lady. Why are you looking back when you know I am talking to you? You see, my prince, Mkwi, she is so mannerless. A very rude girl, Keto jumped in to respond. Really? The prince asked while looking at me. Yes, oh, she herself knows that already. Anyway, where are you two going? To the stream, my prince, she answered, cutting me short. I see. Well, I hope to see you around again. Of course, my prince, I will definitely see you around, Keto answered, smiling. I had never seen her smiling so much ever since she started living in my house. Actually, I meant her. The prince's response shook her as she swallowed her saliva shyly. He closed the door, and they drove away. That is where another hatred started. From that spot to the stream and back home, she wouldn't stop lamenting and emphasizing why the prince would pay attention to me rather than her. I was passing through the veranda and heard her sobbing inside her mother's room. Mama, if you see the way the prince looked at me disgustingly, as if I was nobody. He even called me ugly because of her. I exclaimed, it is a lie, Keto. You mean the prince said that to you while she was there? Yes, nah, mother. So look at me, she cried. Am I ugly? Am I not as beautiful as her? Am I not even more beautiful than her? Oh, mother, I was disgraced today. Really disgraced. And she stood there, smiling with the prince. Keto. Keto, why are you lying like this? I muttered silently where I was, just a step to run for my dear life. Before she came outside, the door opened, and I stood frozen on the spot. Oh, you have been listening to everything we have been saying, right? She dragged my hair to the back. Stupid girl. You want to use my daughter to shine in front of the prince. Is it not so? No, Mama, please, Mama, please, Keto is lying, please, Mama. Shut up. Shut that your stupid mouth. Foolish girl. Who is your mother? I said who is your mother? Is it the one you killed or what? Oh, you want to kill me as you killed her, Abi? Abai. Ha! I exclaimed, shocked, as tears dropped from my eyes. Hello, somebody. My father entered and stopped. His happy look disappeared when he saw what was happening. What is going on here? He asked, looking at me curiously. Nkem, you are welcome. No, just wait and answer my question. What is going on here? Ejiro, answer me. Wah. Nothing happened, my husband. I am just scolding her for something. Nothing so serious, she interrupted me. You scolded her? For what exactly? I sent her and Keto to the stream, and Ejiro went and stood beside the road to be talking with that boy we have warned her to stop seeing. I opened my mouth in shock. Ejiro, is it true? Papa, no, she is lying, I answered, and he looked at her. Ejiro, will you stop lying and accept you're wrong? Are you calling me a liar, N? No, but... Ejiro, don't worry, you shouldn't lie. Why should you disobey us, especially me? I have told you to stop going about with that boy. I was trying to let my father understand that I was framed, but he didn't look like someone who could believe me, not to talk of how my stepmother was shining her teeth and trying to cover up for her lies. I followed my father, and we all entered his room. My siblings also joined, including Keto. How can she lie without a single cleansing of her mouth? She is worse than the devil itself. My father brought out what he got for all of us, and my father asked my stepmother if she had cooked. Why not? I have prepared you okasi and ajadai. You will definitely enjoy it, she answered. I trust you, he replied, smiling. Kito, how are you doing? Fine, Papa. Is everything all right? You have been mute since I came. Did your mother scold you too? No, Papa. Then why the squeezed face? Nothing, Papa. Papa, she doesn't like smiling like Ejiro. Tell her to always smile. I chuckled, looking at Emeka, who just finished talking. The kind of eyes Kito was plastering on him could take someone to the grave, but the little boy didn't care as he continued to blab. Emeka, if you don't keep your mouth shut, I will do so for you. How can you be talking to your sister like that? Are you mates? Emeka ignored her and continued his talking until father stopped him and scolded him for being disrespectful. Kito, don't mind him, but what he said is true, my half-sister said, ha. Kito exclaimed, looking at her, then at my father and stepmother, is Kito your mate, Mary? You better watch what you say. Mama Emeka, is this how you have been watching them insulting her? No, my husband, she said, eyeing Emeka and Mary. I have been warning them about it too, that she is not their mate. I have told Kito also to always scold them, but she won't. Kito, my daughter. Don't listen to their nonsense. You are the prettiest girl in this village. Even if you don't smile, you are still my #1 beautiful girl. Thank you, Papa, she answered, smiling. Yes, that is it, that is my daughter. Can you see? Her smile is the best. I understood my father was just trying to make things right by not letting a fight break out between them. He diverted the topic and asked us to excuse him and my stepmother. We did and went outside. See, Mary, Kito said, holding her left ear tightly. If you dare say nonsense again about me in this house, I am promising you that I will cut all this hair of yours that looks like feathers and burn it. Ha ha. Do you hear me, or do you want to really try me? I am sorry. Have I not apologized before? My ear is hurting me. Kito, that's enough. I am sure that she won't try it again, I interfered, and she faced me. Are you mad? Like, am I talking to you that makes you interfere in my business? I am sorry then, I answered, going away from her. I could hear her mumbling as I went, but I erased my mind from her because I didn't want her trouble. What I couldn't wait to see at the moment was what my father bought for me. The next day, in Mama Emeka's room, Kito, what is it that you wanted to tell me? Your father has gone to the elders' meeting, and he will be back late. Mama, she went to open the door, looked around, and locked it back before returning to her. Mama, I am not happy. Why? What happened, my dear? Why are you not happy? It is because of Ejiro. Ejiro? What about her? What did she do? She started crying. Kito, you're crying. What could have happened again? See something. She opened a nylon bag she came with and showed her. Where did you see this money? Heh, it's plenty, oh. It is for Ejiro, she answered, and her mother paused, surprised. How is that possible? Where would she get such an amount of money? It came from Ikena. Ikena? All this money? He asked me to give it to her. He thought I am on good terms with her. He begged me not to tell you or father. So he has the mind to give her money after warning him to abstain from her. What should we do with the money now because I won't give it to her, oh. Give what? She snatched the money from her and hid it under her armpit. Kito, you see this money, shut your mouth, she said, holding her lips in demonstration. Or I am thinking something, Mama. What is that? Should we poison her?